All right, I had to ensure that I set up the TV to ensure that everything is set so that when you're looking, you're seeing Wake Up Nigeria and you're sure that you're onto the right show. Well, it's our final guest today, and I actually did pronounce her name quite well, even though Mazino missed it. Ame is in the house. Hello, Ame. Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
What's the full name?
Amenao Antonia Aiyejuna.
Wow. And what does Amenaho mean?
It means water.
Water.
Yeah.
Make me sweat. Make me harder. Make me.
No, it means water, like the water you would drink won't pass you by. Like what is yours is yours.
Okay. So, you know, there's a literal meaning, and then at times there's that story behind names that we have and all of that. That's quite interesting. So tell me, how was growing up for you, Ame? What was growing up like for you?
First of all, I'm my first daughter, my firstborn. So, you know, it's like...
How many after you?
2.
Okay.
So, you know, you're born with responsibility already. So, I personally feel like I didn't indulge in all my childhood activities because I was like a minimum.
You are?
My siblings. Always
first children are.
Yes, so there's just this sense of responsibility with every stage of it, with every decision that you make. You have to just think about the fact that your siblings are looking up to you, your parents are expecting you to do this. So I've always felt, I don't know.
Did that limit you in some ways? Or would you say limited you in some ways?
Absolutely, yes. A bunch of things. I've always seen myself as like an artsy person, you know, drawing. Now that I had to literally fight to do what I actually love. You know, African parents now must do law.
They want to do engineering, law, or something like that.
So I just felt like, and I'm going to say for free, that it's better to have a short life and do what you love than for you to have a long life and just be doing what you don't like and be miserable. Because that's literally my story. I literally said, I can't do this anymore. I had
what were
to
you
my
doing?
9 to 5. I was a 9 to 5.
9 to 5 and all of that. And how did you feel?
It was terrible. I just didn't feel like I belonged in that space.
Even if you had to do it, probably in quote, to survive, as it were, you didn't. It still wasn't. You weren't satisfied, even if.
I just felt redundant. I was depressed. I was like, I can't wait. I just didn't want to go to work. I wasn't happy, and I just felt like it wasn't fair, regardless of what my parents thought. I just felt like it's my life. Like I didn't want to, because I could lie and say I'm going to work.
Okay.
But along the line, I'll probably just resent my parents, and I didn't want that for them. So we had to have a serious conversation.
So a conversation happened.
Yes, a conversation.
And then what happened after that conversation?
And then we had to compromise, and they're like, if this is what you want to do, okay, we'll support you.
But you know now, getting into acting, or as it were, entertainment, as it were, it's quite a. It's not a. How would you put it now? It's not something that you would say is defined in such a way. You know, it can. You might stay for months and you don't do anything.
Droughts, yeah.
You know, and then there are times when there's just late night. There's just everything back and forth and all. So how did stability? How were you going to when you were talking to them? I mean, how were you going to tell them? How are you going to cater for yourself, pay the bills and all of that? Was there going to be anything by the side? You know, because...
So, I mean, apart from this, I started like a lip gloss brand. I do have a lip gloss brand. That's what I'm wearing, Best Babe by Ame. I started that and everyone loves it, and it was a way to sustain me. But apart from that, I think that getting into this acting thing, you have to know what you really want from it. Are you doing it because of the money, or are you doing it because of what you really love? Because I had been doing a job for like 10 years where it was steady income. At the end of the month, I got paid, but I still wasn't happy. So I found that I would just rather do what I really want to do as against just...
So this is not just about becoming a star, becoming a...
No, it's not.
A celebrity. I
did theatre arts in school. I went to school for this.
So it's about that passion.
It's about
that is where a lot of people lack now. And a lot of people go into it because I want to be a celebrity, I want to be a star, I want to be an influencer, as it were.
Of course.
But now let's dive into your career. You started 2017. You've been doing this now for, going on your 7th year. Let's talk about your progression in the career.
Ooh, my very first job was a very minor role. I think it was Payday. Some movie. It was like a policewoman. And I was just...
You?
I know. Everyone said this thing.
They carry fine girl like you, okay? Oh, no, that's He's all
exactly what the director said.
Policewomen you have seen some very beautiful policewomen and also traffic controllers. Kudos and big shout out to you.
Kudos.
I mean, yes, you will still do a policewoman because, yes, it's only 5.1 for that.
And then I was just fascinated by the behind the scenes, especially for me, because there's no show without the crew.
True.
There's no show without the people behind the scenes, the camera, the director, the way they think. And I was just like, this is it. This is what I really want to do. And then from there, I just
Process of
started.
creativity, creation, and all of that, as it were.
And then I just, that's how it started for me. And then I started sneaking out and trying to manage my job and going for auditions and going to film. And, you know, because I had to hide for a couple of years before I found the courage to say,
yes,
guys, listen.
Well, you said a couple of years.
Yes.
You were doing
like,
this, trying to...
I was dodging for like maybe good 3 years from home, dodging, trying to... And then when they say, where have you been? I'll say, oh, I was...
Didn't they get to see your movies or where you featured in? Like somebody... You know, because for me, you know, there's something about your parents when somebody sees you and somebody knows and then they call you, oh, I saw your daughter, oh, yeah, and maybe they're happy, and all of that. Nobody...
I feel like I wasn't... I feel my mom knew what was going on. My sibling knew what was going on with my dad. He doesn't really watch TV like that, so like it was easy to navigate through that, and that was how it was for me. And for me, I think that for me, acting is therapeutic for me, because there are some characters that I read that are just perfectly written, and then they help with my temperament and my mannerism and the way that I am. So I learn from those characters and I grow. And
so it's something that you would definitely do no matter what. I love that. I love that. So let's talk about your most recent, you know, things you've done and all of that. What have you been in recently? What has been your most challenging role? What have you been in recently?
Every role for me is kind of challenging because it's not Ame. I have to create the character. But I would say that Princess Aderike Onitura was very challenging for me. It was a 260.
Were you a major? Were you the princess?
Yes, I was a lead.
So that means you were in camp for all through, and it was an epic movie. You had to go into costumes, go out of costumes.
It was. And Princess Aderike was she was like a villain. She had like a very...
And that was therapy for you?
It was, because there are some decisions that she made that I could understand because of her own story.
260 episodes, that's like 8 months you had to spend. That's enough therapy.
Thanks to James Omokwe.
Okay, that's enough therapy for anything, you know?
Yes.
Okay.
So it was good. And then Beyond the Veil, on Prime Video.
Okay.
Also a very challenging role for me because she wasn't as feminine as I am. So like I had to find a way to create the character to be how she was. So it was... Every role has been challenging for me. Even Nenrot for Halita was challenging for me.
Okay.
It's not... Acting isn't easy. You know, it's the ability to be a billion things in one lifetime.
One lifetime.
So...
What can your fans and what's on the horizon? What can we look up to? 2024... What are you looking forward to?
I really can't say so much about what's coming, but you guys should just keep watching the space that is Ame.
Now, you said something about how you were fascinated with behind the scenes. Have you ever dabbled into production or anything that has to do with behind the camera? Because you said you were fascinated with it at the beginning.
Yes.
Has that ever come in?
Of course. I'm very interested in directing.
Okay.
Very, very interested in directing, and also very interested in costume designing, because I said I'm very artsy, very good with sketching and creating design. So that's something that I'm looking at that when I get to the point where I feel satisfied enough, I'll definitely try those.
But do you still draw, by the way? Do you still sketch?
I do.
Okay.
I do. On my Instagram, I actually just did something like 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
I do.
All right. So now you've been able to, at least you're getting the big roles, as it were. Acting is something a lot of people want to get into, but and many for not so right reason, all of that. What would you say if, looking back now, you've done quite a lot. What would you say to somebody who wants to come in? What are the right reasons to go into it? How does someone navigate it can be treacherous, as it were. You know, we hear cases of harassment of actors and all of that. You know how it is. What would you say to someone who's trying to navigate the treacherous waters, as it were, of entertainment or Nollywood or acting as it is in the country now?
So for me, I'm just going to say hard work and patience. You also have to realize that what people see, because a lot of people come on set, like maybe when they want to do like a cameo appearance for like an influencer or someone, they'll be like, oh my God, it's so stressful. I didn't know it was this hard. The hours that you have to wait for costume change, taking in your lines, rehearsals. People are not a fan of all of that hard work. People are just a fan of the end product. So you need to be sure that this is what you really want to do. You have to be sure that it's not just about the end product, which is the glamour. You look great and people can see you. You have to be ready to put in all that work. So it's not a joke to be an actor. When everyone comes on set and they see, they're like, okay, I respect actors. It's not a joke.
True.
So yeah, you just need to be patient and be ready to put the work. And also, you need to just focus on your goal. Keep going. And for the conversation about harassment, everybody has to create boundaries, right? You're not dull, right? So you know if something is going to go the wrong way. So you create those boundaries for yourself. Don't be scared. If somebody is trying to abuse you for some reason, I'm sure you can have a conversation with them in a way that this is not the kind of stuff that I would do. I respect you. I just want to work. And if that person is actually a good person, they will know that, okay, I'm not. But there are people that would, don't mind it. I think just creating boundaries and having a conversation and respecting yourself. Don't put yourself in a position where, that is compromising.
All right. Thank you very much, Ame. It was quite interesting talking to you. And knowing that, you're doing this for passion and also therapy. I hope food is also therapy for you.
Ew.
Is it?
I ain't not seeing that I'm
Yeah. Who said you are?
I'm a size 14 or 12.
That's not fun. I don't think so.